Right, morning all, morning. Shell has just finished, so I've just been watching her, so turn her off. Very good. I watched Kelly this morning for a bit, but then I kind of went out for a walk with the kids. We went out early to try and avoid people. Really, we've done a routine of set up a timetable of what we're doing. And we went out for a walk yesterday up to the sort of local farm shop because we were hoping to get a few bits and bobs. And there were loads and loads of people out, all walking around these small holdings. And obviously we're trying to keep at least 2 meters away. So we're still going to go out for walks, but we're going to walk not in parks or anywhere like that. We're just going to go and walk on roads or pavements, more specifically. Hello everyone who's just come in. Jamie, Ashley, Vicky, doing the rounds. Yeah, I saw you in Shells. Reselling White Boy. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm on my webcam mic rather than this mic. I don't think I'm on this mic. Hi Gamer Boy. So yeah, it's been a bit, well, it's very, very strange, but trying to keep things normal and trying to adjust to everything at the moment. It's amazing how quickly the time has flown. And last kind of Thursday and Friday, I didn't know whether boot fairs would be on, and I was thinking, okay, if they're on, should I go? And then by the time it got to Saturday evening, I was like, even if they are on, I'm not going. Not doing that at all. And really, my kind of priorities have totally changed. I was worrying about, hi Karin, how you doing? Just before the weekend, Wednesday, Thursday, I was kind of worrying about where am I going to source, and that's kind of gone out of the window for me now. It's my main priority is it's making sure that we're not a burden on the NHS now. And again, that's kind of, at first I worried about, am I going to get this thing? But in reality, what I'm thinking now is, if I do get it, I don't want to heighten the risk to anyone else. If I get it, I'm asthmatic, and I've checked out how badly that might affect me. I'm not a chronic asthmatic. My asthma is under control. So I will just get a very bad fever. I might feel really awful for a few days. And I'd just self-isolate, and we'd self-isolate. Hi Z, how you doing? I'm going to listen. I'm going to get onto listening in a minute, but it's been a weird old time just talking about that. So my main thought has gone from where am I going to source, and gone through am I going to be affected, to I want to keep myself to myself as much as possible. And we are going to go out for walks. That is allowed. None of us have symptoms, but we're going to try and keep our distance. I mean, it's crazy. We went up, we got some small holdings near us, and people were walking along the path. You got two people who walk in like side to side and taking up the whole path. Hi Peter Ray, how you doing? And I mean, if you find you go out and it is busy on the walks, we'd go earlier, just change our time. But yeah, it certainly is strange. I'm not concerned about sourcing. I think these kind of next few weeks are key, that everyone should really kind of focus on doing what's right, and cutting down as much as possible their contact with other people, and hopefully that'll help the NHS. That's what it's all about. Okay, well, let's get on. I have got a bit of a backlog, only tiny though, but I've also got lots of other bits I need to sort out. But I'm going to get crack straight on with. There are a few things on my shelves. I moved all my games to a different area, and as I was going through them, found some games that sort of dropped off my listings. This is one, and it's got sealed contents, and yeah, very nice thing. It's the sort of thing I normally would Amazon. So I'm going to quickly scan it into Amazon. Yeah, it's kind of like this self-isolation and simple life thing. It's not actually that much of a change. I think the only thing I'm going to have to do is the postage. but Liz has offered to do that, and we're going to try a different, like a post office in a newsagent. We're hoping that'll be less busy, so we're going to go with that. So she's kind of she said she'd do it, just because, you know, like I say, I am asthmatic, and it may hit me more. I don't think I'm not at one of the at-risk groups, and I don't think it would be a problem. Okay, hello, what's this? I'm just going on Amazon and there seems to be a sale on there. That's a bit unusual. This is my, let's see if I can get it up. Let's have a look. This is my Amazon graph. A bit sporadic, but there seems to be a fairly recent. Oh, it's a Wasgig. Oh, well, that's good. Wasgig. Yeah. I mean, if you go out and you hand something over, you know, there might be, you might be unlucky and touch something with the virus, but I think as long as you know, if you do happen to get it on you, you come in and you wash your hands, you know, you can just take care of yourself. I don't want to give any advice really. Yeah, everybody knows what to do. Go to your BBC and whatever, and look. So Peter Ray, you mentioned it the other day. It was Toy Barn House, wasn't it? And yeah, hopefully things will change in these. I think this next few weeks is key to helping the NHS out, and just it's such a huge shift from where we are, and we're all adjusting. We're all trying to get used to it, and the main way we can help is to do exactly what they say. You know, keep your distance. Don't, you know, put yourself at risk with any other disease. Look after yourself, basically. Look after yourself. It is very strange. But on the plus side, it's a beautiful day out there. So if you can go in the garden or go for, you know, a nice quiet walk somewhere, do take advantage of that. It's not chucking it down with rain, you know, what it was like a few weeks ago. Right, let's get on with this. I'll tell you what, shall I put the link in? Of course, if anyone comes in, I'm going to have to put my earphones on. And I do not mind at all. In fact, sometimes I prefer it if no one joins me. But there's the link. I'm happy to talk if someone wants to come in. Okay, how much is this worth on Amazon? Not that I can send it up there. Can't see my product. Oh, that's good. That's a good start. No? Well, I would have thought that would have been on Amazon. Perhaps it's just because I've taken them all down. I saw Faye and Simon had a little ring scanner, which looked very nice. No, it hasn't seen it. Okay, I'll have to look it up on eBay. Hi Lex, how you doing? Sorry, mum of 5 sons. Good morning. Good morning, Lex. Okay, Game of Life Adventures edition. My sales are pretty rubbish at the moment. Sort of like under £50 days. But there you go. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I've got a whole load of Lego I've got to sort out. So yeah, right. Game of Life. I'm not going to talk about the thing anymore. Let's try and just list 5 live. But if anyone wants to come in, you're more than welcome. Okay, Game of Life Adventures. There's lots of good stuff out there. Indie Chick has done got a new yoga channel. I've forgotten what it's called. See if I can look it up. I have got it on my YouTube. YouTube. How do you see your subscriptions? Oh, there it is. It is called, I can't find it now. I did an Insta on it. It's look at me, organised as ever. I can't find it. When I find it, I'll add it in. It's like yoga. I'll tell you what, I could look at my Insta. live Insta on YouTube. See if it's still on my stories. Here it is. Insta's as quick as ever. You've got a little circle going around in the corner. Yoga. It's like yoga health something or other. I'll look it up later and put it in the description. That's what I'll do. Oh, Lex is in. Now I do have to put my earphones on. God. Hi Lex, how you doing?
Hiya, all right.
Oh, you got a rainbow t-shirt. I like it.
However, it does say smile if you're dead inside. So
we'll forget about that bit. But my boys, when we were walking today, my twins were looking out for, because everybody's like creating rainbows on paper and putting them in their windows, which is a great thing to do.
Yeah, I've got a lovely big window there, that backs onto the street. So I'm going to get some of those like window pen things, and like paint something cool on there at some point.
Yeah.
I just went into the works to try and buy some, but they didn't have any in there. So I'm going to have to order some off eBay. So if anybody does have some, then, you know, message me and I'll buy it off you, you know.
Are you just carrying on with work, trying to carry on sort of pretty much as normal?
Yeah, so yesterday I had a media-free day. Quite nice to sit out in the back garden and drank some coffee and, you know, enjoyed a bit of sunshine and had a nice dinner for Mother's Day and stuff. So
I think people are just sort of adjusting to it. I mean, obviously it's going to hit a lot of businesses, but you know, there are some plus sides. Like you go out and it's like really like there's no planes in the sky, and it seems it's gorgeous weather out there.
It is. It's lovely. It's like proper blue sky, like out there today. It's a bit weird.
It is a bit weird. I mean, if you can go out for a walk and sort of not be near masses of people, so I think everybody sort of like hit these parks. Or I know Snowdonia was just like there were loads of people around there, but like we went for a walk this morning and we were just like, oh, we'll just walk it, you know, down some roads. That's the obvious thing to do. And if you see someone coming the other way, just sort of, you know, keep a distance or whatever. But you got to get out. You got to keep out and about.
You need sunshine. You need your vitamin D and everything. And,
yes, yeah.
You know, and half hour in the sunshine every day. Everyone, you know, it is just, you know, take a chair and sit outside.
Yeah, you can still say hello to people from a distance and sort of and lots of people sort of, you know, you just walk past them and even if you don't know them, you say hello and they wave, and there's a lot of positives from this. So
yeah.
Oh, Karin's put in what Indies. I was scrabbling around trying to find what her channel is. So it's Mind Body Calm Yoga. So there you go. Thanks, Karin. Yeah, I watched her 2 videos yesterday. I didn't actually do them. I think I will do them because I did a few years ago. I did yoga. Yeah, all of that.
Yes, it's nice.
It's very good because it's for beginners. So it's not like you have to get your leg around the back of your head. So definitely, yeah. Careful, you could get stuck like that. We just all be watching you. You've done that before. It's when you can do both legs, so it's impressive.
Not quite. No. But happy to practice.
Right, so I just see how much some of this stuff is worth. It's amazing. I've got a load of Lego I'm going to sort out as well, and I normally bang on my channel about like, you know, do 5 listings and also try and tidy up every day. And like my house is a complete mess, so I'm going to tidy up all my sort of like packing room and stuff and take advantage of that.
I think I might do something that I haven't done for blooming years. I might list some media.
Wow, yeah. It's you take advantage of it and do all those things you never do. I've got loads of Sylvanian families, which I bought a load of. Look at Shell. Hello. So Peter is watching Indy doing yoga, but not actually doing yoga. Yeah. Well, what I actually did was, I'm not like. I started playing it and then just left it running just so she could get the views.
Oh,
she's terrible. But I am going to do some Indy's yoga later. Don't get me in trouble, Shell.
It would be nice to be up to the 1,000 if possible. I know that's a big ask for like a brand new channel and stuff. But wouldn't that
that'd be fantastic, and I'd also be like insanely jealous because I'm only at 530. But yeah, definitely. If she got there, I think last time I looked, she was on 50 last night. So yeah, if she could zoom up, and because it's I mean, my channel's a load of old rubbish, really. You know, who wants to watch someone selling a Simpsons Monopoly? But that could actually help people. You know, her channel could help people sort of who are stuck indoors. So yeah, and it's so professional. I just look at all her stuff's got an intro video, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's brilliant.
The way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not like amateurs. I mean, you know what, right? I've got a degree in filmmaking, right? I can edit it. Do you think I?
No, I can't be bothered with it. No.
You know, I can animate. I can put snazzy titles in. I can do all of this shenanigans.
Can you be asked? No, I can't be asked. I was thinking what I might do because obviously I'm going to run out of stock, you know, fairly soon. I might just sort of like change what I do on this. So if I do go out for a walk, just sort of like film the walk, just to have a bit of difference because I don't know what else to do really. So and I don't know if people like I came on thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to list 5 things. Do people really want to watch it? But yeah, I think you've got to have some normality, haven't you? And
that's what people like though, is that people will want to see you cooking some dinner or going for a walk, petting the dog and stuff, and because it's normal and people will be wanting to cling on to normal things.
Well, that's it. You know, I kind of I think I'm going on YouTube more, especially when I'm working, and sort of seeing who's about, who's there, how they doing, you know, are they all right? So, but there you go.
Exactly, and it is just nice, and also just in years to come, when we look back at this, we'll see like how we coped with all these things as well.
Yeah.
You know? So.
It's great. It is great that, you know, stuff like YouTube and Insta are there. I mean, just imagine if you didn't have it. Just imagine if this was happening 10 years ago and it'd be going absolutely bonkers. There you go.
Yeah, totally.
Right, this is worth about a tenner. Not really worth that a huge amount, but there we go.
How much did it cost you?
Oh, I can't remember. I would have got it years ago. Probably £2 or something. So it's a boot thing. I would have thought it would have been more because it's a game of life. It's not The Simpsons. The game of life is that, I would have thought it would have been worth more because it's all sealed parts. But there you go. You can't force it to be worth more. So you just got to go. I find, with a lot of stuff, I look it up. I'm disappointed that I'm only going to make a tiny bit of money on it. And then it'll hang around and I don't list it. But it's probably better to list it quicker and get rid of it and get on and get something else when you can.
That's why I tend to list the things that I don't like so much first.
Yeah.
And then you get a pleasant surprise, like, oh, well, I wasn't going to list that. So in my mind, like that's some free money. Yay.
Now there's a new YouTuber and eBayer called Z. We'll add him in and see how he's doing.
Hello. Hey, how you doing, guys?
All right. How are you?
I had to come in and just to say thank you, really, Peter. I really appreciate the. She might say you shouldn't feel like who wants to watch this. I think it's been really it's helped me a lot recently. So I appreciate it.
It is really weird how you kind of when you're about to do one yourself, you kind of doubt yourself, but then it's good because you watch other people. It's great.
It's really easy to doubt yourself. isn't it? I mean,
yeah,
you know, I think we've probably all been there, been like, oh, what am I doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, who gives this?
yeah. Who
You
gives
know,
it?
about,
Who gives the monkeys?
yeah, I mean, like, exactly. You know, who gives the monkeys? That's it.
But
But
you get little things from each one you watch. I mean, I've sent you a message, and to sort of like seeing you sort of a bit more motivated and reinvigorated in the last sort of couple of weeks kind of spurs me on. Do you know what I mean? It does. You know, if you can't, like, it's like when you come on and you're having a bad time, it has an effect as well. So
I think like we can all like, I think you guys are saying that we've all got something to offer. I mean, like, Lex has been smashing it out with the jewelry stuff as well.
Yeah.
That's like doing really well in a lot of ways, isn't it? So that's always a nice thing, and you kind of mix stuff up. But I was listening to Lex talk about, like, you know, you obviously good at film. You know, you've got, that's what your degrees in and stuff. Why don't you just do 1 or 2 fancy videos? Just once. Go on.
Because
Okay.
I just come on to egg you on. Just do one. Just make it about something mundane. Like,
one of those,
like ironing some trousers or something. but like, do you know?
Well, that's why it will go viral, because it'll be such a rare thing that you're ironing trousers.
just do something like random like that. Just film it all fancy with different cuts. And
Leanne's asking me, if you have puzzles with pieces missing, can you still list them, maybe bundles? No, I wouldn't really do that. I kind of regret buying puzzles now, but I'll only pay 50p for them, and I'll try and get new ones, 50p a pound maybe tops if it's sealed. But if I bought one for 50p and I've spent 3 hours checking it and it's got a piece missing, I normally throw it out the window towards the nearest bin and swear at it. But I wouldn't sell it, because I don't think anyone wants to complete a puzzle with missing pieces in. So yeah, just chuck it away and put it down to like a bad luck that it had a bit missing. But do check how many pieces it should have. So like, I know they're a real pain to count, but if you just get the edge pieces and make it going along and make it going down, you'll know the exact number it should have in there. So yeah.
What about selling them as like craft puzzle pieces?
Yeah, that's possible. You could sell it to crafters. Yeah, if yeah, I should have thought of that, but I don't know. I don't know if there's demand for that. There might be. You can try it, but don't sell it as a puzzle. Don't sell it as a puzzle. I don't know.
No.
Right. So you're still keeping up with the 5 listing at least, or it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like, I actually took photos of 5 items last night, and I didn't actually list them. So
yeah,
so I thought I'd do them this morning. So while I'm watching,
what I like about it is that it's, if you do cock it up, it's easy to get back onto it, and if you are finding this is easy, then shove them in draft and, you know, build up 100 in draft. And of course, you know, it could be 5, could be 3, whatever suits you really. But, yeah,
I think that's just it. It's such a simple concept that it's one of those things that's so simple.
I used to try and do
on
Insta. A lot of people used to do like calendars and do Faye Rachel used to do it and like do 10 a day, and I just couldn't keep up, because she obviously has a lot of sourcing opportunity, and I didn't have the same sourcing opportunity or the amount of stuff, and that's why I found it really difficult. I could do 10 10 10, and then like 4 days I'd do nothing. It'd be like, oh no, this isn't working. So you just got to do what works for you, I guess. It's yeah, 5 it does sound easy, but sometimes it's not.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I always try to remind myself that if I had just done 5 a day every day since starting, I would have listed more items than I have, like, in total. Like,
it's 150 a month. I mean,
I think I would have listed a lot more items, and I probably would have sold a lot more items. I mean, you know, I think that's kind of what.
Well, I think if I could consistently sell 4 or 5 items a day, and say they're maybe 15, 20 quid, that's not a bad base to go on, really. And then you work up from that level. So Right, let's get this one on. Game of Life. Yeah, it's a funny old time though. I think things will become clearer in a week or two, and I just hope the NHS copes with everything.
Yeah, definitely. It's
That's where the concern is, I think.
But Beck gets when she goes into work now, she gets like a temperature taken, like before the beginning of every shift.
Yeah.
So yeah, because obviously because they're working in a doctor surgery, then can't afford to obviously be ill or make someone else ill, or so.
I don't know. I haven't heard about that. There's going to be that test for if you have had it, because obviously you could have had it and not know about it, because some people get such mild symptoms.
Yeah,
I
think it's just yeah. No, I think you just got to remember to be like common sense about things, because I think it's really easy. I think it's really easy to judge people for being outside. But what you've got to remember is, for all you know, is that person may have only just gone out after 2 or 3 days inside. So I think if you look overall, there are definitely fewer people outside overall. I think it's just it's just typical. It's one of those things, when you go out and then someone else happens to be out at the same time, kind of like when you go out in your car, and that's exactly when someone decides to pootle in front of you at 15 miles an hour. And then you're like, why did they were they waiting for me to start? It's not like that. It's just coincidence. And, if you actually look at it overall, there's definitely fewer people out. So people overall are listening. But if you listen to a lot of like the media and the radio and stuff, there's definitely a sense that there's especially on radio. I've been listening to a lot of LBC because I love it. But sometimes you get the sense that there's they're kind of a bit knocking people a bit, because I can understand when it comes to things like the beauty spots, that is a bit ridiculous that they're having their busiest days of the year and stuff. That is silly.
I've seen some crazy things, and also people going to like Tesco's and queuing up all around Tesco. So they are buying like food in case they get ill, but in going there and standing in that massive crowd,
you're more likely to get ill.
Going to increase chances not only of them getting ill, but other people getting ill. But like I say, I mean, we went out for a walk. We've got it sort of 9 o'clock each day. We are going to go out for a walk, but we don't hit the parks. We just walk around the streets. And if we see, like we saw a couple of runners today, and we'll just stand in someone's sort of drive or just try and get sort of to the side. And if someone sort of just goes past, you have to kind of keep a kind of grip on what the actual risk is.
Yeah, I mean, someone just going past you is like, I mean, I think I remember at the beginning they were saying you'd have to be within close contact for, I think it was something like 5 or 10, or was it 15 minutes were they saying? Yeah, exactly. So someone just going past you crossing the road, there's no need to kind of like,
well, exactly. And then we get in and we have a routine of washing our hands, and then we just get on with life as normal. And like I say, none of us have got it. If one of us gets it, then we will totally stay in for the 2 weeks, or whatever the recommended is. If someone gets it and then someone else gets it, what the hell was that?
Yeah, sorry, it's my phone. It's really loud. I need to fix it. I don't know why it always does this.
Smash it.
No, it's new. Kind
Don't
of.
smash it.
No, I'm not gonna smash it. No, it's okay. Okay, I need to just turn it down.
Let's have a look at the chat. Nick K's in. Oh, he's got one of those wooden Wentworth jigsaws. Oh, he has sold one with missing pieces. Well, there you go. I stand corrected. If you want to make 100 day in sales, I need to list £100 worth stock worth day. Yeah, that is a theory. I mean, to be honest, at the start of the end of last week, I was kind of thinking impact in sales and should I go out and source? It's the last chance to do it. And then very quickly my priorities changed. I just thought, just forget about it for a couple of weeks. And I'm listing, but I'm not really into it. I'm going to do a little bit of work to keep me occupied. I'm then going to do a bit of work in the garden. I'm going to maybe tidy up the shed, but I'm not too worried about eBay at the moment. And I just think for the next couple of weeks, it's not the most important thing.
Not
But
at all.
obviously, you do it to
Depends though,
occupy your
doesn't it,
mind.
really?
Well,
Because the longer you're in, the more important it will get, because well, it depends obviously on your finances, but like
it does
you know,
depend.
like money's going to start running out, and
Yeah, I mean,
you know, that's one concern I've got is
I'll tell
I'd
you
love
what.
to, yeah.
I was thinking about people saying, "Oh, they won't be able to source," and I thought, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to source. There's no way.
Forget source. I'm talking about eat. Like, you know, imagine money starts running out and you haven't got the money to go out and buy.
I
you know,
do
that could happen.
understand the concern. I totally understand the concern, but it's things that are out of my control. So I can't source at boot fairs. I don't think they're on, and I wouldn't want to go anyway. I'm not going to go to a charity shop and source. I don't think I don't do eBay and Facebook Marketplace that much. So I'm going to say I'm not going to source for 2 weeks. That's just like gone. But what I have got is I've got 500 things I've got listed. I've probably got a few things in here to be listed. But like I've got 500 things that are on my shop and haven't sold. So I'm just going to look at those. You know, if I could move those on, whether it's cutting price or doing something to shift them, I just focus on that. You know, that it's not like the world has ended because I can't source. You know, I've got a shop full of things there. So, but it is. I do understand that. You know, it's a worrying time for people who. I mean, I'm full time, so I rely on it. But just that couple of weeks of getting used to it, I think, and seeing where we are, and not trying to swing, you know, drastically one way or the other. So.
And a bit of normality, just a little bit.
Yeah, I hope the shops all calm down, and you know, I hope people start realizing that they don't need to go crazy.
I think like when companies like McDonald's actually shut, that's kind of, it shows you that we're probably a bit away from normality.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if you think about it from just think, I think this is the other thing that's kind of irking people, I suppose, is when they do see people out and about going to busy places, is like these decisions that have been taken really would have, I mean, like if you look at it in a really cold-blooded way, right, our government knows per head what your GDP value is, okay? Whether you want to admit it or not, they know what per head what the GDP value is. They even work it out by region, so they will know that people from region X bring in this much GDP versus people from region Y. Hence, certain people will be assigned more value than others. Now, for them, so think how cynical that is on one hand, but then for that government to then take these steps, which is like going to affect the economy so much. I mean, and it like you've already seen how much it's affected it, but how much more it's going to affect it. And for companies like McDonald's and Primark and stuff, who are usually associated with such like malpractice, like Primark, you know, it's just known for cheap throwaway fashion, by the ruthless companies like that are actually shutting down their doors, which is going to cost them so much money. You have to it makes you realize like they're worried that there's going to be no one to be buying from them. That's the reason why they're not doing it. You know, these are calculated decisions that these companies take. They would have
exactly. It just underlines the fact that it is very important,
very serious,
very serious, and the quicker and you act, and the more sort of stringently you follow everything and do everything you can, the more help it will be.
Just hope it doesn't become like the new normal, where it's like something that comes around every year or something, because that would just, I mean, obviously then there's vaccines, hopefully, that will be on their way, and that's the other side of it. But not to be like morbid about it, but you know, it is.
Yeah, but the great thing is, I mean, if people do their bit, it's the one thing they can do to help the NHS in day-to-day life. You know, I'm going along and I'm thinking the NHS is absolutely great, it's wonderful. Because, you know, when I was a kid, I was in the hospitals quite a lot. I was in Great Ormond Street and da-da-da-da-da. And you kind of get older, and my kids are healthy and haven't had much need for it really, but you kind of think, how can I help the NHS? And now everybody has an opportunity to sort of help them by staying in and staying safe.
If you haven't heard, there was a doctor that came on LBC. Like the phone call's called like Dr. Jack, basically. So it's like it's gone viral. There was a doctor that rang up. He was a consultant in intensive care, and he rang up on his break just to get through to people how important it is to follow the guidelines, and just how like how they were already at full capacity.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, they're still not dealing with what's going to happen in like the next 2 weeks. So people that are getting infected now that are going to turn up in the next 2 weeks, and how important it is. And it's kind of just eye-opening that when people speak like that. Karen, of course you're priceless. Yes.
We all know that.
Yeah, we all know that. I was talking about me and Peter. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely throw away.
They're priceless and we're worthless.
I was catching up on Kelly's chat. She did a Cellar Ladies chat, and that was very good. Just sort of, it's not something I normally tune into, is the Cellar Ladies, but lately I have been. I just love it. It's really good. I mean, in fact, I've been getting into. I wasn't a big viewer of YouTube that much. 6 months ago, I probably wouldn't go near it. But I've been watching Steve Green as well. And
really?
It's great. Sorry, Lex. But there's so much sensible advice on the Cellar Ladies. They really do know what they're talking about.
Not for me. There's never any sensible for me. I don't do that.
What's sensible?
Nah.
Right, I've got my first listing done. Look at that. That's only taken half an hour, but there you go. What else have I got? My dad gave me this about 3 years ago, and I just cleared it out of our big shed, which is it's not even new. Someone left it in one of his sort of places he has, and oh God, I don't even know if it's worth anything. It gives me so much. It pulls out dents out of cars. I'm not going to get it out of the thing. It's like a suction cup thing. So I'm probably going to look this up.
Could you use it to like pretend to be like Spider-Man and climb up the side of the building?
But you need two of them. So just be like that, or just pretend to have a big telephone or something, and get it stuck to you.
Listing like that. Just have one photograph of you going.
Yeah.
Like a telephone.
Why wouldn't that sell if I did that? But I love it when my dad comes around and he goes, "Oh, do you want this? You could put it on eBay." And I'm like, "Oh God, more rubbish."
Who's that guy that all of his photos are just him going like in his eBay?
Oh yeah, no, I've seen that. Yeah,
it's great. He's selling a DVD and he's going. I love it.
That's its unique selling point there. Right, let's have a look at this.
Absolutely. Everyone's got a USP.
There's £7 new free postage. I mean, God. £8.29. Jesus. I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel at the moment with the items. But, like you say, get them on and get them done.
Yeah, look at the crap stuff too.
£6.90 brand new free postage.
Woohoo!
Jesus, so that's like £3. I might as well just give it away. Oh, I'm going to put it on. I'll put it on for, I don't know, £3.99. £3.99. It's not worth the time. I'm almost tempted just to sort of give it to a charity shop, but none of them are open anyway, so may as well.
I know charity shops in town today, there was loads just left outside their doors.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And no one there to take it all in. But God knows what happened with that. Right, I'm going to shoot off now, but thank you for letting me.
Thanks for bringing the rainbow. Very bright.
Just don't read the depressing bit underneath, but you know.
No worries. Can't read it anyway. Take care, Lex.
Nice to chat with you, Lex. See you later.
Bye.
I can go as well, so you can concentrate if you want. 'Cause I know you don't really
and then the stream becomes really boring because it's just Shell's in as well.
I'm just doing my 5th. Hey Shell, how are you?
Did I miss Lex?
Yeah,
it's just gone.
Ah.
And did you want to chat?
I'll go then.
You're going to go. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm just packaging, so I just thought I'll join you.
I was about to do my packaging actually, but then I thought I'm trying to get into the habit of getting 5 listings done because the packaging won't take me long at all.
You made me laugh when you cleaned your keyboard.
Oh, I'm so glad I cleaned it though.
Oh, so even if you put your keyboard up and shake it into the bin, it's disgusting.
Man alive, yeah. This was fun. I almost enjoyed it in the end. It was like a full tear down, and I like opened it up, and it's so nice now.
We're gonna be so clean, aren't we, by the end of this? Like things that just normally would never get touched.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm definitely gonna start keeping an eye on things like that. But yeah, I think I just want to get into the habit of getting 5 listings done because you can get them done early and then you feel so much better.
You do feel better.
Because
with your backlog of RC stuff, you could do even more than that, couldn't you?
Calm down. Calm down. Do you mean like what are you talking about?
What?
Yeah. Well, you could do, but would you maintain doing more than that? That's the thing, isn't it?
This is the thing. I've had two
drops.
Yeah, I've had stock. Like even without what I've bought recently, I've had crates of. I've got like a couple of crates of stock, which with God knows how many parts, but I've not even done one of those a day. You know, so you've
probably got enough to keep you going to the end of the year, haven't you?
Nah, not that much, but like I definitely feel that doing like 5 a day it's kind of like that whole thing of I'd even go down to just doing 1 listing a day because there have been weeks where I've done. I mean, the RC store have just neglected it completely.
But you were doing other stuff though, weren't you?
Yeah, and now I'm not listing on the general store, so I need to get that sorted now.
I think you can definitely do more than 1 a day.
More than 1 a day.
He's talking about going just 1 a day.
No, you're right. I could probably do more than 1 a day.
That's laughable.
But you like.
Well, what are you doing all the time?
My thinking, okay.
I think doing 5 a day is better than thinking about
doing 20. Exactly, Peter. That's it. See, that's the thing. I have all these grand designs, and then but they don't come to fruition. So by setting these really low targets,
and you also need nap time. You need nap time as well.
And plus, it's building. It makes me because you know what it is. I think I heard someone talk about this ages ago before. Where it's like you should do your like most intensive kind of task first when you wake up because I think you've got the most energy. Yeah. Now, when I'm shipping stuff, like it doesn't take any concentration really. Like it's really easy. It's kind of like you can kind of saunter around and do it. And if I say to myself, well, I've got to get this shipping done. Like this morning, I've got 18 items to ship on the RC store, and I'm just like, oh, okay, I've got to get those shipped out. I could just saunter about, spend a couple of hours doing that. But then by the time I've done the packaging and all I've achieved is shipping out orders, and I've not done any listing, and it's like midday, and I'm like, I need to get some lunch.
That's just it's Monday though, isn't it? You wouldn't normally have that amount every
day. If it gets back to how it was in any semblance, then yeah, it would, yeah, because it used to be like that, and it's almost as if a switch has come on since listing on it because it started to wake up.
Aren't you a night owl? Like
I was, but I've really tried. Yeah.
I know different people work differently, but I couldn't work like that.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't think
it's in you though, whether you're an early bird or a night owl. Because I'm like full of beans in the morning, but my husband's a night owl, so he it comes to I'm literally almost going to bed, and he'll start asking me important questions. And should we put this? And would you do that? I'm like, can you? No, like my head's exploding. I can't.
I mean, that's a good question because I'm like I can be either. I think it depends on my
I think whatever you do, you just got to keep a routine with it. So you know, if you do wake up at 11, 12 o'clock and then work through till 3 in the morning, but you're doing that regularly. Just get used to the routine of it.
I think what I like about 5 a day, though, Peter, like I'm going on about how much I like your 5 a day, is that it's only 5 listings, and you can get up and you can just tell yourself it's only 5 listings.
Yeah.
Grab 5 items, you can get them done, and you can be done by like midday. Like I'm on my 5th listing now, and I'll feel like anything I do after this is a bonus. And I think for me, it's because it's being honest with myself that I used to have a lot of 0 listing days. And loads of 0 listing days, and I think part of that was because of we're okay to have them, because there was a point where I could have 0 listing days and it wouldn't matter because we've got this. The RC store at the time was really, really good, and I'm pretty sure like once it gets going again, I can go back to having 0 listing days and we'd still get sales, but I want to keep them consistency.
That part of that was not that you could afford to have 0 listing days. Would you say part of that was laziness?
We used to have, because we used to do like massive amounts, and then you're right. We'd maybe do like hundreds of listings, and then we'd do nothing.
Yeah, it's boom and bust, isn't it? It's boom and bust.
Lex works like that, doesn't she? She'll do 200 and then have some days off.
You don't. Well, you can work like that. I think you can definitely work.
You can work like that, and I think if you're doing 5 a day, and like I say, if you feel like you're in the groove, so say if you source some stock, which is very easy to like rack off 40 listings, do that. I would build up drafts so that if I've got like 150 drafts, in the store, if I then have a day where I'm not going to list, I'll just drag them down from that, and it's such a good feeling. It's a good feeling doing 5 in the morning and you're up and running, but having like 150 behind you, ready to go, it's your next month sorted if you do nothing. And of course you could work on top of that. But definitely the consistency helps. But it's I used to be very much boom and bust, and I think I expected my sales to be consistent when my listing wasn't, which was I
think it's a weird thing though, like, because even though like I think it does depend on the kind of store you've got though, because like with the RC store, even though the sales volume, like the amounts of money we've been making have been really rubbish, it's been the store that has consistently sold every day. I don't think it's missed a beat in God knows how long. Like, I mean, but the thing is, some of those days would be like 2 sales, both $3.99. So do you know what I mean? So don't, it wasn't like it was good sales, it was rubbish, but it was every day. You don't get days without sales. So consistency can be achieved definitely by having like a certain type of store, but I don't know, like I prefer adding new things. Like, I think
it's good for you as well, just to sort of say, done that. Like you say, once you've done them, you feel like so much better about going off and doing something else.
It's how it makes you feel, definitely, as well. I think that's the key as well. It's not just about, it's not just about like the numbers of productivity. It's about how it makes you feel, and I've noticed it's like that. That's important to me, because
it was good for your like self-esteem, basically, that you actually get something.
I get affected by that a lot, that kind of stuff. So I feel it's about recognizing what kind of person you are. And
I'm not a good one. I need any boost I can get.
So that's how I feel as well.
I'm just listing this Simpsons Monopoly. So again, that's been hanging around the shelf. It hasn't got any instructions, so it's going to go a little bit cheaper than normal. But if I can sell it for a tenner, that'll be good. It all seems small, but if I can sell like 3 things for a tenner, not bad. I took all the photos this morning, so I've actually a bit more organised than I normally am.
Are you organised, Peter?
Yeah, well, definitely.
Or you're just trying to boost your self-esteem?
Just trying to boost my subs. Come to the organised channel.
Well done, Peter.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm organised, other times I'm useless.
Oh, do you know where the sellotape is? I'm having to use this gold stuff still because they've nicked the sellotape.
If you were organised, Cheryl, you know where it was.
You what?
If you were organised, you'd know where it is.
Yeah.
I've got a box for sellotape and
Oh, I bet you have.
yeah, a little shoebox with a label on. The trouble is they're never in there.
Yeah, I found my puzzle as well. They'd moved it to Segway.
Oh, you found it, did you? Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Luckily.
I think it really. No, go on.
Has anybody been doing TikTok?
No, I don't. I've heard of that, but I don't know what it is.
I've seen it, but I don't get it yet. I think it's a lot of dancing, and it's not.
Yeah, it's not. It's just like arm movements, really, and you know.
Oh, actually, hello.
That is dancing. Hello. Yeah, it is dancing though. That is dancing. Coordinated flailing of limbs.
So I'm going to learn dancing while we're off.
Oh, you want to
learn TikTok? Right, 164.
No, I think that definitely how you feel is so important though, because it's like sometimes stuff can happen and then you're like it can get you down. Like our washing machine just died yesterday, and out of the blue, literally, it just died, and it's ended up costing us we had to pay £30 extra to get it delivered today. Otherwise, we'd be waiting at least 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks, we didn't want to risk that in 2 weeks, that because we ordered it from AO and they had their warnings up saying we're still delivering, but obviously, let us know if you've got any symptoms so we can act according. And I didn't it was free delivery. It would have been no extra charge. Obviously, they charge you for the taking away the old one and plumbing in the new one, but we paid on top of that another £30 to get it today, because if we didn't. It was a 2-week waiting list, and I was just thinking, in that 2 weeks, God only knows whether they'd still be offering delivery, whether they'd still, who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, and it's better for your peace of mind to get it sorted straight away.
Yeah, exactly, and it's stuff like that, and it's just that would really put a spanner in or a bummer on someone's day, but because we kind of keeping it together at the moment.
I saw that headline. You did a video or something, so I saw about it.
Oh yeah, I just
on my head.
Yeah,
and I didn't even realize you had a new machine yet, and I thought, oh my holy moly, can you imagine? You're doing tin parts and one of those scrubbers, and if you think there's some kind of somebody trying to tell us you've gone too far, you've ruined the earth, we will all be back in our tin baths doing that and
smacking our phones on rocks, and
I mean, I thought the people, not the Mormons, what are they in the
Amish? The
Amish.
Yeah.
I bet they're all going, told you, I knew it. And we're self-sufficient.
Building houses with their bare hands and stuff.
Yeah. And now they're all going to be like, oh, you laughed at us, didn't you? But we're going to be. I didn't even. I mean, washing machine. That's another level. But I don't like washing up. Quite honestly, I love my dishwasher. I love it.
Yesterday, she looked like she was about to die when she found out the dishwasher tablets weren't available.
People stop
now the truth comes out. Now the truth.
It's I actually thought we've got some more, but can we get some more in case? Because if we hand washing up, it's going to be bad enough that I don't need that in my life.
No, unnecessary stress.
Yeah, there's some things that I sort of say I'm not a gadget person, but there are some gadgets that I appreciate so much, and I think I appreciate you so much. I'm our new sofa. is like, I'm so pleased we got it last year because it's got recliners, it's got USB ports.
USB
cup
port. Wow.
People,
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
wow. That
it's-
is. We've
like
got
has it got like a coffee machine in there? And
It's like a yacht.
oh my God. You could just live on your sofa. Just
Well, yeah.
I'm going to stay here for 2 weeks to self-isolate. I've got everything I need in this sofa.
We haven't left the sofa, so it's not us.
You're right.
I do really appreciate it like that.
I was a little bit worried about doing this stream because obviously I've got 3 kids kicking around who could appear at any minute, but they seem to be leaving me alone, which is nice. Right, the next
Children.
I'm listening to these things. These cost me £1 each. I think by the looks of things, I can get a tenner free postage, which isn't a great markup either. But £4.82 free postage. Someone, World of Books, sold that one. It's such a bummer when you look things up and it's disappointing prices.
Yeah, can be.
We don't have to.
Tenner free postage. So is you still going now? Because obviously you have to walk the dog and stuff. Just sort
Yeah.
of keeping your distance and all of that. Not
Yeah. We it's hard not to. I mean, like Beck has to go out every day. She's still going to work. You know, she can't not go.
I think you're okay to go out, but like it's just
Yeah.
a social-
I mean, like, the kids are being quite good. I mean, we did get them to do the dog walk in the morning the other day,
yeah.
but then we're kind of like, no, you can just go out in the garden, kids. just
Yeah.
But they're a teenager, so they're not that fussed. They're like, as long as they've got their headphones and mobile phone, and they're actually doing all their work, which is good. So like,
yeah,
they're
I'm doing it at the moment. But we went out for a walk, and the younger ones were fine. They were sort of like looking at all the rainbows in the windows, and the older one was just like, "Oh, got Stitch. Oh, it's just boring. Do I have to come every day?" It's like, yes, you do, and stop being.
Pete, who does the older one take after?
Not me, actually. You just take after the list. So yeah.
What's this rainbow thing? People are putting rainbows in.
People are just getting a bit of paper and drawing a rainbow and sticking it in the window. Just
I didn't hear that one. You can put a rainbow on a window.
What do you
Is
do?
it a positivity thing?
yeah, just a positivity thing. Yeah,
Is it meant to be for kids to spot when they're out walking or something? I don't know.
yeah. But anyone can make one. So Z, if you fancy painting a rainbow. But there's all sorts of things going on, like I think someone was giving out sort of green and red bits of card, and green says you're okay, and red is if you need some milk or something. If I think it's aimed around older people, just to sort of say, I could do with some help. But they're all kind of locally arranged things.
Yeah. The old people are the worst. They just seem to think they either think they're invincible or they've got a death wish.
Well, I think mine
Don't
is,
know which it is.
and I'm quite, they've been going out for walks in the park and that, but keeping their distance. But I'm quite surprised that my dad is actually doing what he should be doing, or at least that's what he tells me. So.
Yeah.
Oh, my grandparents aren't doing it.
No, so I thought the over 70s weren't meant to be out anyway. But I thought that was just now the law.
It should be the law.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I'd have to check that out. I thought it was.
I mean, they're always in the post office queue, aren't they?
Go and be nurses.
They're always on the buses when you need a bus. Like,
They're always in the places
What's
that
that
probably
about?
work for them. So.
Make a rainbow sign at that. That's the second case of Nancy.
Mum, why do you want your head?
Sure.
Oh, I don't
Wait, what? That's
Anyway.
fancy.
think so, yeah.
Oh my god.
164.
Wow, she's great. That makes sense, actually.
I think that's it.
Yeah, it is. Can't be Iris.
Well, she's only 6 days older than Maud, but she's a lot.
Have you thought about sourcing at all, Z, or are you just not, bothered about it at the moment?
Connie,
I did ask you. You just
said put it in the
I thought about it last Thursday and Friday, and then it's amazing how things change in a day or two, and I'll just put it out of my mind now.
I think it's just been we got a bit lucky because we ended up buying this hall, and like as soon as I bought it, I think afterwards I regretted it because I was like, if I'd known this was happening, I'd rather have just kept the money. But in hindsight, I think I'm like, actually, probably it's worked out okay.
Well, you've certainly got a lot of time to focus on it,
Yeah.
You ain't going to be going to the charity shop or the boot fair.
No, exactly. I'm not going to be going out to source or whatever. No, I'm pretty happy with what I've got. So, and
it was an RC hall, wasn't it? I mean, people are still buying that stuff.
Oh my god, yeah.
You just a bit of a...
Well, yeah, people might be after the RC stuff even more at the moment, mightn't they?
Well,
it seems to be the case where like the chats I've had with people and stuff, it seems to be like they're just starting to finish off projects that they've got or things that they've
Because when I went to pick up all this packing paper yesterday, the house, which I don't know if it's their garage or the house next door, he had a full like steam engine thing on the drive, like big, and it was all polished, and so it was obviously his hobby is out there.
Yeah.
And people are all doing. We are going to be ever so clean by the end of this. Everything's going to be polished and.
We're putting a pond in the garden, and there's going to be all sorts of things going on.
Yeah.
Right, just doing this one again. Yeah, 7 or 8 quid, I think, for these, and that's just a little bit too much. But
what is that?
There's a couple of DS games, Harry Potter ones, but I kind of when I sort of see the price and I'm disappointed, I will charge my arm, and I know that I bring things down every month anyway. So even if I'm sticking that on for like 8 quid, I know in like 3 months' time it will be about 6 quid. So.
Are you disappointed a lot, Peter?
With prices?
Well, with what?
No, not normally. I mean, normally I've got quite a good eye for picking stuff up. It's just, I mean, this is it. I mean, most of my stuff is boot fairs, and I'll always get some really good stuff there. But it's when the stuff isn't, like, this would have been a jumble sale pickup, so I would have picked this up. I got like that Olympus camera there. So I think that jumble, but I got this as well. But even this, I mean, they were £1. They were 2 quid for the two of them, and they might be 7. So it's not like I've lost. The main thing I normally lose on is RA. I'm absolutely useless. And the
I don't lose money on it, but I don't make things. You don't make as much as your other stuff, and then it always feels like a disappointment.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I bought this from B&M, and I think it cost me about £5, and I ended up selling for about 6. But the last one sold this morning.
You're losing money on that then.
Well, yeah, I am. I'm just glad to get rid of it. Hello. But the woman, I'd only got one left, and the woman had ordered 3 because I'd done a sell similar and screwed it up. So I had to message her going, I'm so sorry. But she was cool about it. So, but I hate that, just when you got sell something you haven't got.
Yeah, and also apparently I haven't had one for a little while, but what seemed to be happening with where you've sold something already and it appears back on your listings. I had quite a few of those. I don't know how it was happening. It must have been some glitch. But the way, I don't know if the option of, there used to be an option. I would contact and grovel and say, is there, because it might be a cross stitch and I've got loads of cross stitch. I'd say, is there any other cross stitch you would like instead?
Yeah. I say you could have 10% discount on my stuff in my shop.
Yeah. Or would you rather cancel the order? And if they
Yeah.
say I'd rather cancel it, I say buyer has to cancel the order.
Yeah. Well, I always
So
put
I didn't
that. First one I did 3 years ago where I cancelled it because I was out of stock. I did that thinking, this is the reason. Then a ding on your account because you put an out of stock on. Like, hey, what? But yeah, I always put buyer, ask to cancel, but message them first. Yeah.
But hasn't like that? Somebody was talking about, hasn't that been withdrawn or something? Like that, it's not.
Well, the buyer
It's not available anymore.
No, I did it this morning. So.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay, that's good then.
Right, that's that one. How many have I done? How am I doing? I believe you've done. I think I might have done 4. And I've got another DS game, which is probably worth diddly squat. I've got this one as well, which is a Justice League Heroes. And then after I've done this, I'll go and do something else, I think. Go and do something outdoors in the garden.
Yeah, we're going to go Parcello shop soon.
I'm on a 3-day dispatch and I've got about 10 things that have got to go. But like I say, Lizzie's going to take them for me. So she'll probably get sick of it.
Why she works? Does she, Peter?
Yeah, she's a teacher. Yeah. So she was working. So strange. I mean, she was working right up until she's got 2 sort of jobs that she does. One is like a teaching assistant in a kind of preschool, and the other one is in an infant school, helping with handwriting and stuff like that. So she does 3 mornings in one and 2 afternoons in the other. But she was like working up to like last Wednesday or Thursday, and the kids were at school until like last Thursday. And
but she's not in now because obviously they're still open for
not in now. But last Thursday, it's only Monday. It's only 4 or 5 days ago. It seems like a lifetime ago now. It's really weird, the time sort of thing.
I think it's because we've got the kids at home.
Yeah, that's going to take some adjustment. Right, yeah, this is
Plus I've got Tom in the kitchen. Tom, you probably heard him on my live.
Yeah.
It's so loud.
Well, I feel like I'm adjusting, and obviously the kids, it will take time for them to adjust as well.
Yeah. It's this week when it's going to start to feel more odd, I think.
I think it's a bit of a novelty for a lot of people at the moment, especially people who work in an office. I mean, I know if I had been working in an office and all of a sudden I'm at home, I'd be thinking this is kind of great. But for resellers, I'm kind of used to this. This isn't any different to me.
Yeah, but apart from they're in your environment, aren't they? They're in your arena.
Yeah. I mean, during school holiday time, it's a nightmare to get on with any work because they're always under your feet. But
yeah,
Beck's going to be on holiday for a week next week, so we'll all be at home. So yeah. So
she's still going on holiday. They haven't cancelled that.
No, they cancelled our holiday. Her holiday. No, they're honouring holiday. They need it because they're under so much pressure at the moment. They're like, they're trying to make sure they get all their holidays.
Yeah, you need to look after them.
Yeah, well, it's because it's getting pretty stressful. Just the,
Yeah, how long can they go on for without a break?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? I mean, they, sometimes I think they've had it where doctors are having to take time away because other people in their family have potentially got it and things like that. So there's all these things that add strain to the system, isn't there? And then,
well, that's why it's so important for everybody. Everybody can do their bit by just being, cutting down the contact. So I mean, I know I keep sort of saying that, but it is very, very important that everybody tries the best they can to do that. So. It's weird coming on because you don't want to I don't mind sort of sharing what I'm doing, but there's no way I want to feel like I'm kind of saying this is how it should be done. Everybody should go to the BBC or to the NHS Gov.
The funny thing is, even the government isn't telling you yet.
No,
they're strongly suggesting to you.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
that's the facts. You know, even they're not telling you what to do. They're just strongly obviously, you know, that's changing now. But
this week there's going to be more changes, aren't there?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, every day it's gone sort of step.
I think
up.
will be. I think certain parts. I don't think everywhere, but I've got a feeling by the end of the week you'll probably find that like London or parts of London will have some kind of a lockdown on it. Like I think like you know like the really densely populated areas will probably have some kind of a lockdown because I think like aren't they saying that that's where there's been like the biggest kind of growth. Yeah, rises.
Yeah.
So
third of all cases are in London.
Yeah, so
but that might have changed.
You know, people are talking about, you know, the fear of people with things breaking down and people looting and stuff like that. That's quite full on because I'm like, well, if I see anybody doing anything, I can't help myself. I said I'll go mental at them. I'm not. We can't all just lay down and let people run riot. Do you know what I mean? But I know, like, some people go, well, some of them could be psychopaths or, you know, not give a stuff and they're going to stab you or something. But I just feel you've got to try and keep it all together.
I think,
we can't But I said I will go absolutely mental at them if I see that. I said, or worse, I will lock them in a room with Tom on a conference call. And they will never do anything again.
I think the good thing is the majority of people will be sensible and, you know, actually have that sense of you need to do this to help the health service and to get through this.
I think as long as the infrastructure stays, so as long as there's still, you know, lorries delivering food to the supermarkets, as long as all that kind of stuff, because I think that's when you're likely to get issues. Is when you know things like that go wrong. That's when there's going to be issues. Not I don't think.
Somebody thinks, oh, we'll take a Tesco lorry. Do you know what I mean? Like, you do have idiots.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you don't know. I don't know. People are just there's so many.
People have to stop that.
Yeah.
I've not been funny, but it could all break down. Thing is, I've watched too many of these kind of series on Netflix. So.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like even if you think back to the riots that happened, like there were like the riots started because of that guy Mark Duggan in Tottenham, right?
Yeah.
And then people in Croydon started rioting, and then for some reason people in Birmingham started rioting, and people in Manchester started. So people are just, you know, that's people for you.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and it's like racists who use any excuse to be racist. You know, they're like, oh, we'll use this as an excuse to beat somebody up, but just because we're racist, and that's now what we're going to do. It's the same. People are just like, oh, great, we'll just start rioting because we're violent idiots. But I feel, you know, we've got to not allow people to do that.
Yeah. I mean, anything's possible, but you've just got to hope that the best does come out in people, and if stuff like that does happen, it doesn't get accepted by the majority, and it gets sorted out, and people know it's not. I you know, I have hope in humanity that, you know, things will be okay.
I think looking at other European countries, they've managed to keep things going though. That's the way you've got to think about it, is that, you know, they've kept things going. They've kept the supplies coming in and whatnot. There's no issues. As long, like I said, I think as long as that kind of stuff keeps running, I mean, I think the postal system will keep running. I think obviously the health system will keep running, and they're still keeping things like the courts going, and as long as like those things and like I said, the supply chain for food and stuff, you know, because people do lose their mind over stuff like that. I mean,
well, once we've been in this for a few weeks, if we do get to a situation where they can start saying that person's had it and now they're clear and they can start working, that will be such a game changer. But I was sort of, you know, I do look at the news. I'm trying not to look at it as much because I said the other day that it's the sort of thing I can get obsessed with, like just reading about this
Yeah.
and looking at graphs and not being able to do
I think that everyone's looking towards the countries in the Far East now, like because are they starting to relax what they're doing now, or
Well,
not?
I don't think you can trust any of the China statistics.
Well,
'cause,
that's the thing. It's like, but aren't people saying like Hong Kong's meant to be like a model country?
South Korea.
Yeah, but hasn't Hong Kong,
and Hong
didn't
Kong-
they relax and then things have gone mental again?
Oh, that might have
Like,
happened. Yeah, see, that's the worrying part. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they controlled it really, really well in the beginning, Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Considering they're like obviously right there, they controlled it amazingly well. But if that's what's happened, that's a bit worrying. And I think I've heard people, or I think I heard on the news once where they were talking about it, and they're like, the worrying thing is no country seems to yet have like an exit strategy. Like going into lockdown and going and having all these measures is one thing, but no one seems to have yet. And I think that's going to be, you're only going to get that when they get these drugs online. Because they've got two types. They talk about a vaccine and then they talk about something else. They call them, I can't remember the term they use. Pardon?
Medical drugs.
No, I know, but they're like coming up with drugs for the virus, but they call them.
Right.
Yeah, so for the virus, they were developing obviously a vaccine, but then they're also developing like relief type drugs. I can't remember. There's a term they keep using, and I'm like, apparently those whatever, I can't remember what they call them, but it's just
slow it or something to slow the taking over.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be key, isn't it? Really getting the drugs out.
Yeah. But they just need the time, don't they? And it's all about slowing it down. It is worrying. Right, I think I've done my 5. Have you managed to do 5? Z? You were there?
Yeah, I've done. I've listed mine, so I'm pretty happy.
Go and have a bit of fun now.
Yeah.
Have a bit of a run around the garden. Anyway, take care, everyone. Thanks for coming in, Shell. Thanks for coming in, Z.
Yeah, thanks. See you later, guys. Thanks for watching.